I just gotta say, guys, this looks sweet. I mean, this is just incredibly clean. I just really like the simplicity of it. No buttons other than the main power buttons for each one of these. Got the Muse up top, the dual amplifiers, and then just look at the rear. Again, just super, super clean. I'm excited to get this set up. Hey, what is going on, guys? Today we're gonna be setting up a Acurus MUSE. So this is a 16-channel processor, but then because it's a processor, it doesn't have internal amplification. So Acurus sent out 2 of their M8 amplifiers. Now these are Class D amplifiers. You're gonna run about 200 watts by 8, all channels driven, if you've got 8 ohm speakers. If you want to bridge those channels, in other words, combine 2 channels, you'll get 320 watts per channel. In my case, I've got 4 ohm speakers, and so the amp will be pulling 400 watts per channel. And so I may bridge those channels. I got to reach out to them to see if we can bridge 2 channels and run 4 ohm speakers. As long as it's okay, that's probably what I'll do with 1 amplifier. And then I'll use the other 8-channel amplifier to power my 4 surrounds and my 4 overhead height speakers. So we've got a 16-channel processor, 2 amplifiers, and check out this bad boy. This is, they call it their Aspect, A-S-P-E-Q-T. Pretty cool name for that. But this is their calibration microphone system. My understanding is there's several microphones in here. I think there's 3. We'll see when we unbox it. But typically with most calibration room correction, you would set up a microphone, take a measurement, move the microphone, take a measurement, move the microphone, take a measurement. You do that 6 or 8 times. This is supposed to be set up to where you set the microphones in their position and you run the calibration software. They have their own proprietary calibration software for Acurus, and it does it all simultaneously. So I'm pretty excited about that. This system isn't cheap, and so we'll talk about pricing on this in just a little bit, but even just the kit for the calibration software, it's definitely pretty pricey. But if you're looking at a 16-channel processor capable, you're already looking at pretty big money. And the main reason why I want to check this out is because when you look at a Storm, when you look at a Trinov, you're talking 15,000, 20,000, 30,000 or more. That gets way, way, way out of a lot of people's price range. And so if this performs very well, which I think it has the potential to do, this might be a really good product for us to endorse and then to eventually begin to hopefully sell through obsessed home theaters. So enough talking, let's go ahead and get to unboxing. All right, we got nice thick padding right here. You can see thick manual. We'll lay that off to the side for now. Nice padding. Probably our accessories on each side. So we have here, we've got some, all right, so here we have a data cable. We've got 4 XLR, kind of a fancy little cable there. These are all connected. And on the end, these say aux 1, aux 2, aux 3, and aux 4. So we'll go ahead and lay that off to the side for now. Got another accessories in here. This says remote. So we've got 4 AA batteries. And down at the bottom, we've got a 3rd box. And this has really nice, thick, heavy gauge, 3-prong IEC power cable. All right, so let's go ahead and get this out. Now this unit's really light because again, we don't have internal amplification. All right, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the front. So really incredibly minimalistic front display. You see we've got our on and off here, LCD display, logo, and that's pretty much it. We don't have any other controls because everything's going to be touchscreen. We'll take a look at that when we boot it up and set it up for the first time. Take a look at the back side. So we've got all of our XLR inputs. So we've got our front, left and right, center, subwoofer, 2 surrounds, 2 rear surrounds, 2 height 1 and 2 height 2. Up top we have 8 HDMI inputs as well as 2 HDMI out. We have 2 USB, 2 fiber optic or Toslink. We've got 2 digital coax, 4 or technically 2 sets of RCA cables. Here we have that aux out. Then we have a down mix for the same thing. We've got the digital coax as well as the Toslink. 2 USBs down here, our main power input, RS-232, we've got Ethernet, and these are our 12-volt triggers here. Now one thing I already noticed here is on a typical AVR, the rear or a processor, the rear is black and then they use white lettering, but they've opted to do something a little different. So here you can see we've got this white background and then everything else, all the labels are black, and that just adds a lot more contrast, making it easier to see what you're connecting to. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the 2 amplifiers. All right, it's inside here. A very similar type packaging. You can see here we've got our manual taped right here. So this is for the M8 as well as the M4. So this will just be a 4-channel amplifier. We actually have 2 M8s. So here we have something that I'm not super excited about just because I have to remove all of my banana plugs from my existing speaker wire. These are what they call Phoenix connections. And so each one of your speaker wire cables will be inserted into here, and then you tighten them down right here with a flathead screwdriver. So that should be fun. This should be our power cord right here, which it is. And again, I really like that Acurus has provided very thick gauge power cables. We're backwards. Let's go and spin that around for you guys. So you can see just a beautiful front brushed aluminum on and off switch right there. Flip it around to the back. Got our 8 XLR inputs, our Phoenix connections for our speaker outs, trigger inputs, RS-232, Ethernet. So what's interesting is via Ethernet and IP, you can actually adjust some of the settings internally. So I'm curious to see what that looks like and what accessibility we have inside that software. And then we've got USB and of course our main power connection. So since these both look identical, I'll just go ahead and bypass the unboxing of the other one, and then we'll start to get these set up in my system. All right, before we get to unboxing the microphones, I just gotta say guys, this looks sweet. I mean, this is just incredibly clean. I just really like the simplicity of it. No buttons other than the main power buttons for each one of these. Got the Muse up top, the dual amplifiers, and then just look at the rear. Again, just super, super clean. I'm excited to get this set up. I've been wanting to check out the Muse or the Act 4. So this is the 16-channel version. They also make an Act 4, which is a 20-channel version. Pretty much the same processing capability, other than it's got more channels, a little bit more flexibility, but overall pretty much the same feature set for that. So I'm gonna slide this over out of the way. Let's see what's inside the box here. Tons of bubble wrap. All right. The heck? Oh, it's a case. I was like, what in the world is this? Cool. That's definitely different. All right, let's take a look inside. All right. Interesting. So we've got 2 power cables. This says mic box. So we've got 4 USBs. So that's going to be for the 4 microphones. Got Ethernet, HDMI, even a SD card right here, maybe some programming on that. Then we've got an HDMI stick aspect. So interesting. A couple more HDMIs here. Sorry, USBs here, USB-C, HDMI down here, little antenna. So I'm interested to see how all this connects. down here, check this out. We got 4 UMic 1 microphones. Oop. Took off the little cap there. So you can see UMic 1s. And I bet down in the bottom, yep, got all of our cables down here. So USB-C to USB-A, so more than likely, these will be plugged into here. The other end, USB-C, will plug into our microphones. Then we'll use an HDMI cable to go to the laptop. So we'll show you exactly how to set this up. So that is an HDMI extender. And then that is the RS-232 connection right there. So super cool. All right, and then there's a bag in here. So this is like a carrying case. 1, 2, even got their own branded tripods, pretty cool. 3. So I believe I was incorrect. There's 4 microphones. So there's 4 right there. So definitely like what I'm seeing here so far. Pretty slick. Can't wait to get this set up. All right, so we're looking at the rear of the amplifiers here, 2 M8s. So these are, again, 8-channel amplifiers, 8 channels here. So the plan is we're going to bridge channels 1 and 2. You can see it says 1 and 2 here. And we're going to do that by using the plus, so which will be this far left one, and the negative, which is the far right one. So we're going to take this little terminal, put the positive on this far left, and the negative to the far right, insert that in there, and it'll go just like that. So we'll have channels 1 and 2 bridged for my left, channels 3 and 4 bridged for my center, channels 5 and 6 bridged for my right, and then channels 7 and 8 will not be used. Then down here for the second amplifier, we'll use all 8 channels for my 4 surrounds and my 4 height speakers. Now I'll also need to uninstall my Anthem AVM 70 that you see on the right, as well as my Monolith 11X. I'll get both of these removed. This is about a 100-pound amplifier, maybe even a little bit more. So that's pretty much a beast. So I'm gonna clean that out, disconnect everything, wipe it down. Then I'll get the Acurus MUSE placed over there, the 2 M8s over here, and then I'll have my AC Infinity fan as well on the top. Now fortunately I can get behind my cabinet pretty easily. I'll be taking all of these little Phoenix connectors. You can see there's screws right here. So the speaker wire will go into the back. Then you just take this, tighten it down, just like that, and that'll tighten. So I'll get all of those installed. Won't be able to take the camera back there. It's pretty tight squeeze. Plus there's just a lot of random wires back there, so it'd be hard for you to see anyway. But I'll go ahead and get these installed. While I'm doing this, here's a word from our channel sponsor, Arendal Sound. You guys know I love big sound. Well, Arendal's 1528 series has taken big to a whole new level. The Tower 8 is an absolute beast, 53 inches tall, 174 pounds, and engineered to perfection with time-aligned curved baffle. But it's not just about size, it's about the massive soundstage and clarity that these speakers deliver. Trust me, once you hear the 1528 series, there's no going back. Check out the link down in the description below. All right, so you can see here I've got a variety of banana plugs. Those have been removed. Here we have my front right. You can see I've got it bridged. So we've got a positive on the left, negative on the right, and that just screws in there, and that'll get plugged into the back of the unit. Down here you can see all of my cables, XLRs, way down there, all of my HDMI cables. As you can see, got everything removed here. And man, I forgot how much of a beast this amplifier is. Check this thing out. So this is a Monolith 11X.
A lot of ventilation on the side and the top, but on top of that I had an AC infinity fan, so it sucks up all the heat from here and then exhausts out the back. All right, let's install the Muse right here. And the two M8s right here. Now, because these are Class D amplifiers, we don't have to put the infinity fan up on top of here. And we've got some ventilation in between here. That looks pretty good. And now, time to get all this connected. So this is always the fun part. The thing is, I've got pretty good room back here to be able to see and access everything. All of my XLR cables have labels on them, so that makes it easier to hook them up. Now let's plug up all our HDMI cables. All right, so that's it on this side. Now we gotta do the same on the other side. All right, I think I got everything connected other than power, so we'll have to come out, get a couple more cables, and come back in. All right, so I've got all the rest of the cables that I'm gonna need. So I've got 3 power cords, one for the Muse, one for the M8, one for the other M8. We've got some 3.5 millimeter, this is a mono 3.5 millimeter. This is a trigger cable, or that we'll use for the 12-volt trigger. Also have another one here. This is a stereo cable. So you can see it's got 2 black tips at the end. That's how you can tell the difference. I'm pretty sure we're gonna need the stereo one, so I'm gonna hook that up. I'll have this as a backup if it doesn't work, but I'm pretty sure that one will work. We'll do some cable management with these Velcro ties. I love these things. Go through hundreds of those literally. And then this cable right here. I finally figured out what this was for. When I was connecting all of my XLR cables, I realized there was only one subwoofer out on the back of the Muse. Well, what happens if you need more than one? In my configuration, I have 11 speakers and 2 subwoofers, but there's only 12 outputs. There's only 12 XLR cables. So I used 11 for my speakers and only had 1 for my subwoofer. So what we can do is we can use this, plug it into the back of the Muse, and then we've got 4 other XLR that we can use. That's how you get the 16 XLR, 16 channels there. So we'll connect that. We'll actually use one of each for subwoofer 1 and subwoofer 2. Let's get it all hooked up. All right, so we're gonna open up a browser, and I pulled up my eRow router and I saw the 2 IP addresses. You may have to look it up on your router, but I saw 192.168.5.54. So we'll go to that one. So here we can click power, and we can see over here, our power light just came on the top one. Now this is the one that we're powering the left, the center, and the right. So what we're going to do is we're going to bridge channels 1 and 2. So if I click this, now you can see 1 and 2 are gone, so it's combined channels 1 and 2. So channels 3 and 4 we want to bridge, and so we'll click M, so that'll change it to bridged mode, and then we'll change the right speaker, which is channel 5 and 6, and we'll bridge those. So now we have channel 1 and 2, which is now just called channel 1 because it's bridged. That's the left speaker. The center speaker is 3 and 4 bridged, and then 5 and 6 bridged is the right speaker. So 7 and 8 will not be used. All right, so now let's go up to 192.168.5.3, and that is the other amplifier that's not turned on the bottom. We'll turn that on, and this one, we want to leave this just like it is because these first 4 are going to be our surrounds. So surround left, surround right, back surround left, back surround right, and then the last 4 are going to be the height channels. So we got the top front left height, the top front right height, the rear height left and the rear height right. And so these will be my 4 Atmos speakers here. And so each one of these will be getting the same amount of power, but on the other amplifier, we'll be bridging 2 of the channels, so that's almost going to double the amplification to the front, left, center, and right channels. Just out of curiosity, just wanted to see if there was any other options there. So pretty slick. So that's how you easily bridge those. Now, I don't know what that does, to be honest with you. Let's try it. Okay, so that just mutes that channel. All right, I thought maybe it was going to put some sound through that or something, almost like a test tone, but nope, so we don't need those muted. So that is all we need to do to set up the amplifiers. All right, let's boot it up for the first time. So let's check a couple things. Let's go to settings. So you can see we've got all the icons here. So this should be probably speaker. All right, so there's our layout. So we actually have a left, center, right, left surround, right surround, left rear surround, right rear surround, and over here we've got 4 top front and top rear. So it actually identified it correctly, 7.1.4, but we actually have 2 subwoofers. So we'll do 2 subwoofers, so 7.2.4. Let's go to the next page. It's going to update the speaker layout. All right, Acurus, I want to let you know I'm laying down on the floor touching a front panel. I'd love to have a user interface, at least on my laptop, because this is not comfortable. All right, so we'll have to manually set our delays, our levels, polarity, that should be 0. We're going to set all the speakers to small. We'll just leave it at 80 for now. So here's all we can do. We can test our speakers. Center. Right. All right, where's our master volume? Let's go, just go back for a second. All the way back, all the way home. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. I'm not able to turn. There we go. Just got to touch at a certain spot. Let's go up just a little bit. 25. Let's go back to settings. Back to speakers. Next page. And let's turn on the pink noise. Yep, front left's working. Center. Front right. Surround left. Surround right. Surround back left. Surround back right. Front left height. Front right height. Back left height. And back right height. All right, so it recognized all the speakers. Those are all good. So that is good to know. We got everything connected correctly, and we've got sound coming to each speaker with the amplification. So let's go to next. So here we got some additional settings. Honestly, guys, I can barely see this because I'm leaning sideways. So I'll have to check this out another day, but you can kind of see just some of the menus. I'm just going to go through these real quickly. Maybe we can do a better presentation of this in a later video. It's about 2:30 in the morning, so I'm about ready to call it quits. So I'm just taking a look through here. So I'm already not liking having to touch all this. I mean, yes, it's easily laid out, and that's cool, but especially filming and you know, trying to read sideways, this is not very handy, to be honest with you. But it looks gorgeous. I mean, I like this. So, all right. Well, I tell you what, guys, it is super late. I am going to, oh, we don't want to reset the system. Just taking a look around, just taking a little peeky peek. So there's your network settings. So if you wanted to change it from DHCP to a static IP, you could do that. So hopefully, I don't think they have this option right now, but I would love to. I'm going to reach out to them and see, is there any way to access this menu on like a laptop or an iPad so that I can more easily go through this and even record it for you guys so we can kind of go through some of the menus. So the next video will actually be doing a calibration of this using their Aspect software. So I'm excited to learn that. What I learn, I'll share with you guys. So hopefully this video has been helpful, and I'm excited, man. I want to get this thing cranked up, hear what it sounds like. Hope you guys have an incredible week. God bless. We'll catch you in the next video.